Nooga Radio, 92.7 FM.
Get ready for country music legend T. Graham Brown. Saturday, February 24th, 7 p.m. at the Colonnade in Ringgold, Georgia. T. Graham Brown with special guest Robbie Hopkins. Tickets on sale now at colonnadecenter.org. Get your tickets now for T. Graham Brown.
Oh man, rush. I've got to get stuff for the party. Where can I go? It's going to get me a wide selection of beer, wines, and spirits. Oh, I got it. I'll go to Harry's Wine and Spirits, Signal Mountain. Maybe East Brainerd Wine and Spirits in East Brainerd. I could go to Riley's Wines and Spirits in Nixon. Wow, look at the huge selection in here. Look at these great prices. Amazing. Oh yeah, I'm going to find something for my lady too. I'm going to make this party a success.
Make your party a success when you stop in at Harry's Wine and Spirits in Signal Mountain, East Brainerd Wine and Spirits in East Brainerd, and Riley's Wine and Spirits in Hickson.
Mom's DuPont, her exercise bike, her bookcase of cheap novels, Mom's estate. Oh, just call Dan. He'll sort, organize, clear out, tag, sell, and in a few days, hand you a nice check. 314-4034. 314-4034.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Let Goss Insurance in Chattanooga help you today. GossInsurance.wordpress.com. Goss, representing Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. GossInsurance.com. Goss. GossInsurance.com, representing Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people. 875-2500, 875-2500. Want a business phone system that gives you Outlook integration, Salesforce integration, smartphone integration? Why desk sets and expensive lines? Turn smartphones into a cohesive business system. Call Signal 619-1200. Signal Voice and Data 619-1200.
Nooga Radio, digital FM 95.3 HD4 and 92.7 FM knows your opinion is important. So call 800-8949. Agree or disagree. Call 423-800-8949. 800-8949. Nooga Radio, 92.7 FM and 95.3 HD4. News Talk Nooga Radio. It's the moment you've been waiting for. Sam Jordan's Nooga Radio, 92.7 Sports. Now. Sports Talk with Sam Jordan, back with you on the air here on 92.7 FM, 95.3 FM HD4. And of course, we're on Facebook Live and YouTube. We're here in studio, but through the technological advances excelled by Alexander Graham Bell, we got Coach Tom Arth with us on the phone. Good evening, Coach.
Good evening. Appreciate you having me on.
Not a problem. Coach Tom Arth, the head football coach at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. Coach, you had a great recruiting class. You got ranked 8th best in the country in the football championship series, otherwise known as the FCS. And that's really quite an accomplishment with this going into your second season as the Mocs head football coach. Last year, you had a recruiting class coming in ranked, I believe, 11th in the FCS standings and everything. This is probably really your first true recruiting class?
Well, you know, it's when we came in last year, there were a number of players that were committed. You know, some of which we really liked and wanted to keep committed, and which we did successfully with all the guys. And there were a couple that maybe we weren't quite as didn't think fit our system and what we were looking to do. But we also I don't remember the exact number that we signed last year, but we did go out and sign a bunch of guys on defense and a lot of DBs and linebackers and kind of had to go and do that from scratch. Really all in January. So I was really happy with what we were able to accomplish last year. In the short amount of time that we had, and a number of those players really contributed in some big ways for us this past season. And this year, it was outstanding. It was great to go through mind and very confident in, you know, in their potential. And, you know, I think the thing about it is, you know, the rankings are great, and, you know, but what do they actually mean? You know, it's a nice, you know, kind of recognition for our staff, and, you know, and the hard work and the sacrifices that they make away from their families to go out and attract the best players that we can. But, you know, I think the most important thing for us is that we feel like we got like the best players, you know, in the country for our program. And that's how we recruit. We recruit, you know, student athletes who fit our system, that fit our roster, and that will contribute to our team. And, you know, how somebody else views them, you know, is irrelevant to us. But, you know, we're excited that we got some, you know, some highly recruited guys, and that those efforts were recognized.
Coach, I mean, you had a fairly decent season last year, considering with the injuries that, you know, occurred, and that happens with any football program, not just what, you know, experienced with Mox last year. How do you feel that the immediate impact of some of these recruits could really make a difference starting off the 2018 season for the Mox?
Well, you know, I think that there will be a number of the incoming freshmen in this year's class that will contribute for us. I think certainly there's some areas where we're still, you know, a very young football team. You know, there's still some holes in our roster that we were able to fill this year, and know that, you know, we're going to have some freshmen that are going to have to play for us, just because, you know, of our lack of depth, you know, in the veteran group. So, you know, and we're excited about that, and that's something that I've always believed in, and something that I think, you know, I've done, you know, a good job with, is getting our young freshmen ready to play and getting them out on the field. You know, I think it's important competitively for your program, and, you know, for your upperclassmen, and, you know, those players that are able to come in and compete as freshmen, they're just that much better as sophomores and that much better as juniors and seniors. So, you know, we're excited about that, and look forward to a number of players having a role for us, whether it's offensively, defensively, you know, or on special teams.
Now, it seems like from looking at the recruiting list that, you know, you were able to acquire, I mean, through signings and stuff, it was a little bit more defensive laden, especially defensive lineman Josh Walker probably being one of the top athletes in this class, who was even ranked third overall in the FCS. Standout from IMG Academy down here in Bradenton, Florida. But you also got Cole Hinkey coming, Michael Austin on the defensive side, and you got a couple wide receivers with Logan Pitts and Genuine Potts. Anything that you want to say about those individuals?
Well, you know, I think, you know, first of all, you know, we actually ended up pretty balanced. You know, in the incoming freshmen, we were 11 on offense and 11 on defense. You know, with our freshmen, and then we had three transfers, 3 mid-year guys on the offensive side. So ended up actually probably a little bit more offensively. But, you know, the whole second half of recruiting for us after December 20th signing day, you know, most of our work had been done offensively. We could sign most everybody in December on offense. So we really needed to spend January, you know, just solidifying and making sure we were in good shape with all of our defensive recruits. And, you know, with the transition in our staff, you know, I think that really speaks volumes about Matt Feeney and Shelton Felton and the work that they did, you know, to keep those guys committed that were committed, or to go out and get the guys committed and get them signed, you know, as we did. So, you know, I could go on and on about, you know, every individual, but I think, you know, you look at what our needs are, you know, from an offensive perspective first. You know, obviously the offensive line, you know, is critical for us. We're very, very young. We were very young last year. You know, we were able to sign a mid-year transfer, Harrison Moon, from Signal Mountain, who went to Mississippi State, who we feel is going to be able to come in and make an immediate impact on our offensive line. You know, so that was really, really key for us. We also signed 2 great freshmen who will, you know, develop into very good players for us down the road. And we added playmakers. We added playmakers and explosive players to our offensive side. And, you know, you look at the running backs in the mid-year transfer. Tyrell Price out of East Mississippi Community College, they won a national championship. He was an All-American there, led and an extremely hard worker who, you know, is going to come in and is going to play for us right away. You know, graduating, you know, Daryl Bridges and retired Dre Bagley. You know, we need the back to come in and play right now. And I think with our two freshmen, you know, that we signed, Isaiah Cobb and Josiah Futrell, I think one of those two, if not both, but at least one, is going to have to play for us this year. So we added, you know, some depth and some real quality size. They're all big, strong, you know, athletic backs, which was really important to us. And then at wideout and tight end with Logan Pitts and Lamerick Tucker, Genuine Potts, TJ Horton. He added some guys that can run, that can, you know, catch the ball, you know, a 5-yard completion and turn it into an 80-yard touchdown. And that was, you know, really, really important to us as we looked at the needs in our program and what, you know, how we play, you know, within our system and our passing game. And, you know, those guys are gonna fit really, really well, you know, with what we do offensively. And from a defensive perspective, you know, D-line was huge for us this year. You know, we had to go sign some D-linemen. You know, Isaiah Mack and Derek Mahaffey will both be seniors this coming season. They're outstanding players, some of the best defensive linemen in the nation. But they're going to be graduating next year, and we need to, you know, we really needed to hit on the D-linemen in this year's class. You know, to go along with, you know, Devon J. Maxwell, who we signed out of Valdosta a year ago, to be really great players. And Josh Walker is certainly one of them, who you mentioned. You know, he's probably a nose tackle for us, a zero technique. He's, you know, 6 foot, 300 plus pounds, extremely physical and strong at the point of attack, which is what we really need, you know, in our program to be able to kill the run, you know, and defend the teams that, you know, that we need to, that we play every year in our league. So that was important. Linebacker was huge with Tay Davis and Dale Warren, you know, finishing up their careers. You know, we signed Ivan Nelson out of Cartersville, who's an outstanding player who, you know, I'd be shocked if he didn't play for us this year. Simon Kelly out of Hewitt Trussville and Ty Beck, you know, locally here out of Saudi Daisy High School. You know, just, you know, fantastic football players, really competitive, smart guys with leadership qualities that you need, you know, at that position. And then in the defensive backfield, you know, we signed Cole Hankey, as you mentioned, from Boyd Buchanan, and Myron Smith out of Dallas, Texas, corner and a safety, really to replace Lucas Webb and Trevor Wright. You know, two guys that I think both, you know, can come in and play for us this year, you know, at a minimum on special teams. But we'll probably need Myron to play, you know, some of the corner for us this year with our depth at that position. And then, you know, the outside linebacker position, I think we got 2 steals. I think we got 2 guys that, you know, are going to be fantastic football players at this level. And Ben Bruton and Jake Butler, they're long, they're athletic, they can rush the passer, and they're physical enough to play, you know, to set the edge in the run game. So I'm really, really pleased with this group. And, you know, you go through your evaluations, and in the end, they're all, you know, 2-year projections. And, you know, we'll know, you know, exactly what, you know, their contributions can be, you know, when we get to, you know, about 2 years with them in the program. And, you know, we'll know exactly how well we did, you know, in this recruiting class.
Coach, I mean, we've never met each other before. We've never talked prior to coming on with this segment here. But, I mean, through the years, I've interviewed a lot of coaches and players. But I have not seen in quite a long time the passion and the drive and excitement that you bestow in your voice. You are like really pumped, ready for the first game to be, you know, Saturday afternoon. I mean, you can just sense it in your voice, and it's like, I mean, you could go on and on and on about this and probably drive the wife and kids crazy, you know, like, come on, Dad, we got to go. But this has probably been maybe a little bit of a difficult off season because, you know, trying to get a good class like you have with the 21 high schoolers and the 3 that have transferred into UTC. But you also lost 3 assistants that went up north to Kent State. And, I mean, not that you don't wish them well in their future endeavors and everything, but that probably kind of put you behind the 8 ball a little bit. Did it or did it not?
Well, you know, I think it certainly made it more challenging because, as I mentioned, you know, most of the players that signed December 20th were offensive players. You know, the guys that we were signing, you know, in February, you know, we you know, of the 11, whatever was it 11? I'm trying to remember now the exact number, but the vast majority were all on the defensive side. And it wasn't that we hadn't, you know, they weren't on our radar and we weren't recruiting them. We didn't have to go find them, but we had to keep them in the mix. And that can be tough when your defensive coordinator leaves. That can be tough when the guys, you know, at your position, you know, that are your position coach leaves. So again, I think that really speaks volumes of the type of people, the type of coaches, the type of recruiters that, you know, our defensive coordinator, Matt Feeney, and our assistant head coach and outside linebacker, Shelton Felton, are, because they really took on the brunt of it, you know, and, you know, really kept all those guys, you know, that were committed, and went out and found, you know, some new guys and got them signed up. And, you know, bringing in, you know, Davern Williams, our D-line coach, he played a big part in that recruiting those last couple weeks. And, you know, with the defensive linemen that we were able to sign, and Jeremiah Wilson, you know, coming in and really, you know, bringing Kamyron Smith, the corner from Dallas, Texas, to our, you know, into our radar because of his, you know, being at Florida State. You know, Jeremiah developed a really great relationship with Deion Sanders, and Deion, you know, has coached Kamyron, has trained Kamyron, and speaks, you know, incredibly highly of him. So Deion, you know, when Jeremiah got here, said, "Hey man, like, you need to come and take a look at this guy." And, you know, he had Washington State and Louisiana Lafayette, and you know, all these great opportunities. But, you know, because of Jeremiah and his relationship with Deion and that family, you know, we were able to get, you know, Kamyron here. So, you know, it presented some challenges, but I tell you, you know, it's just again, our coaches were amazing, and just, you know, worked tirelessly to make sure that it didn't affect us at all, and it didn't.
Coach, how difficult is it for being a head coach of a you know, an FCS program, you know, even though it's in a storied conference that's been around for a long time, and UTC's had a very storied history and everything? Does it make the recruiting task at hand more difficult for an FCS coach compared to someone at, you know, UT or Georgia or Alabama or any other big Division I school?
Well, you know, I just think it's different. You know, certainly, you know, for us, you know, and the guys that, you know, we're really targeting and recruiting are players who have, you know, FBS, you know, type of offers and interest. And, you know, so we compete against the Middle Tennessees, you know, of the world. We compete against, you know, Troy's and Charlotte's and Coastal, you know, like the Sun Belt schools. And, you know, that's a tough battle to fight. You know, it's a really tough battle to fight in this day and age. And, you know, it's certainly, you know, it's a, you know, great opportunity to be a part of an FBS program. But at the end of the day, what I don't think that these high school students realize is, like, those three letters, FBS versus FCS, like, those three letters don't change your life. You know, it's the people that you surround yourself with. It's the opportunities that you have at the school that you choose, academically, socially, and athletically, that change your life. And I think that that's really the challenge that we have, is to convey that message. You know, when you're competing against those bigger programs, is that, okay, yeah, we may not be able to say we're an FBS school, but we're still the best place for you, and you fit us extremely well, and you're, you know, our top guy, you know, compared to maybe, you know, just being a guy, you know, at one of those programs. So, you know, I think everybody has their challenges. You know, the Middle Tennessee fighting, you know, with Tennessee, you know, and, you know, so it's just every level gets bumped up. I think, you know, the guys that, you know, in the SEC, you know, they're obviously recruiting the top players in the country, but they're all fighting each other. And, you know, that's as competitive as it gets. So I think everybody's dealing with it. And, you know, I think that's what you enjoy, is that, you know, as a competitor, I mean, it's that pride that you have, and going out and being the best one, you know, being the best guy, and, you know, making sure that, you know, the players that you recruit understand exactly, you know, the way that the way you feel about them and the opportunity that they have within your program and within your school.
Coach, I mean, we're entering your second year as the head coach for the Mocs football program. Like we said, you know, it's had a pretty good storied history, you know, with Mocs football. it's going back up. And it just seems like this recruiting class is going to get you back up there maybe sooner than later. How competitive are you seeing the SoCon in general? Because it seems like the other teams that are within the Southern Conference are really stepping their game up as well. Do you feel like that is getting a lot fiercer? Where everybody's basically on an equal playing field. Yeah, you're going to have some that are going to be bottom dwellers and everything, but it seems like the overall SoCon is really stepping up.
I have a year under my belt, associated with the Southern Conference, and I was kind of known about a lot of the programs in the Southern Conference, and the track record of success the Southern Conference teams have had, and playoff berths, and kind of what they've done in the playoffs. But I would 100% agree with you. I think that this league, really top to bottom, is as good as any conference in FCS football, and as competitive as any conference in the country, and at any level, because every team, each week you show up, you better be ready to play. You better have a great plan, because each team is coached extremely well. So you need to have a great plan, and as players, you need to show up and be ready, because every game is going to come down to the end. And I think you saw that quite a bit, in the conference this year, and some of our games, as well as other games around the league. So it's an honor to be a part of it, and it's what you want. It's what you want. It's what you look for. As a competitor, is just to know that every week you got to be at your best, and you got to be ready to bring it. And we certainly get that in the Southern Conference.
Coach Tom Arth, the University of Tennessee Chattanooga head football coach, joining us here tonight. And Coach, as we wrap up here, got about 15 seconds. What would be one quick expectation that you have for this upcoming season?
For this upcoming season?
Yes.
Well, I think I'm so focused on spring right now, but I think we're excited for the upcoming season, and like I said, I know we've improved greatly in the year that I've been here. We're a much different team today than we were this time last year. So I'm excited for our players to be their best, and I think that if we can do that, to be successful.
Coach Tom Arth, that's Sports Talk with Sam Jordan. We'll be back with you here again tomorrow. And a bunch of Keon Rhodes coming up next. So long.